pre-existing conditions as the draft is written will not prevent you from getting insurance. And I think this is a very important thing. Every now and then run into somebody that, some of our young folks that they got diabetes or they got something or whatever, and they're really doing well. I mean, they're smart and they're out there doing a good job, and they got, oh, I got a chance if I could go across town or to another state or something and have a nice increase, but I can't do that because I'm not sure I can keep my health care.
Your jobs. People don't change their jobs.
So therefore, we're working very hard, that will not be there.
Yeah. And just one other thing I wanted to say, I work in healthcare, and we do pay for people that are illegal aliens. We pay for a lot of people that don't have insurance. Not everybody knows that.
For the emergency room.
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
So it's being done now, so it doesn't
Well,
make
you're right, that's a good point. Thank you for making that. The cost of your premium now is up considerable because of that very reason. So it's not a free thing, it's a very expensive thing. Will you give me my she's responsible to keep you on schedule, so Sally, I'm going to take another question or two. And you may have to call ahead, so I'm going to be a little bit late.
Hi, Ron Edgington from Grinnell. You said, I don't know how many times, that this is just a draft. I'm just worried about Nancy Pelosi was wanting to get this draft voted on before you went on break. What was the big hurry? And if it did get voted in, then you're going to have a bunch of bureaucrats and nameless committees filling in the blanks. And so you're voting on a bill, you don't really know what's in there. We don't know what's in there.
Well,
I just think, and plus, will there be...
Let's have a little dialogue here.
Okay.
Now, I've been on this thing with my staff since the 14th of July, when we first saw the print of it. And it is very cumbersome, as some of you have said. It's hard to read, but we've been on it, and I can't tell you the hours I've sat with others as we've discussed this on and on and on. So it's not inappropriate for you to say, I don't know what's in, I'm not making the effort to know what's in there, because I am making the effort.
I'm saying that after it's passed, somebody's going to fill in a lot of blanks, and we won't know what's being filled in. Then it'll be law whether we like it or not.
Yeah, bureaucracy.
And I want to know, is there going to be another $500 or $1,000 amendment dropped on the table at 3 o'clock in the morning like there was with cap and trade?
Well, as you know, not the cap and trade, you're talking about the Part D Medicare, the 3 o'clock in the morning, you're talking about, I think you're talking about the folks that you're associated with that dropped that in there.
Who are you associated with?
What folks am I associated with?
You seem to be associated with the administration that did that.
No.
This wasn't during the previous administration.
Well, the Part D was. The Part D was.
No,
That's not the responsibility.
You said 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what.
Yeah,
That's
cap
what
and
threw me
trade.
off. Anyway, next question. Got one more question. Yeah.
Thank you, Congressman. I'm John Roberts from Williamsburg, and one of your constituents. And nobody sent me here today. I don't really care which party's in control. We talk about Republicans and Democrats, and that really doesn't matter to me. As far as I know, the government has no authority to own or take control of any private sector business or business segment. It started with the Bush administration, and it has accelerated unbelievably under this administration. First the mortgage and the banking industries, then the auto industry, and now healthcare. Healthcare makes up 17% of our gross domestic product. Our country cannot afford this continued intrusion into the private sector by the federal government. As President Obama pointed out himself just yesterday, when he said, UPS and FedEx are doing just fine, it's the post office that's always having trouble. Private business is more efficient than government. We as people or as a country cannot afford government health care. In closing, I'd like to ask that you please explain to me how the federal government has any authority to control this sector of our economy, even if we wanted them to, which we don't.
First time in my life, and since I've been in public service, where we've had the insurance people, the physicians, the caregivers, everybody say, we can't keep this going like it is. do something, whether it's like a Medicare or whatever, and see if we can't get some competition in this, and also some availability, and also some consistency. What we really want and need, and I feel that this is kind of what I'm about at least, we want stable costs, we want affordability. I think that's what we've heard several times today. We want predictability, we want coverage that we can afford, we want quality, we want the coverage that we need and we desire. Some of you have talked about having different needs and so on, and of course you do. And so...
Where's the
What was your
constitutional
specific question?
authority?
I'm sorry.
What gives the federal government the right to take over this private sector of our economy?
I don't think we're taking it over.
Yes, you are. Oh, yes.
No, we're not actually taking over. It's called an option. And,
No, it's not.
and it hasn't happened yet, and we haven't seen the final. And, you know, it's very likely, it's very possible. I'm not going to say likely, because I want this to move forward. It's possible to be something I can't vote for. But we got several miles to go yet, and the process is going on. I think it's something we ought to do, because if you want coverage that you can't afford, or see people what's happening to the economy, we just do nothing and stay where we're at. It's just simply not working. And all the entities have come together and said, we need to do something. And so this is an effort to do that. I want to close with this. I want to thank you for coming. I promised the next stop that I'd be there on time. We're going to have to call me a couple of minutes late, I think. And I'm going to ask Alexis to maybe do the wrap-up. You got a couple announcements to make, basically, that's it. And so, you know, you may want to join us again, but you're going to tell about the telephonic. Well, we got, listen, you may want to participate in this, but thank you very much for coming. Actually, I appreciate being here. Thank you very much. I do thank you.
Just a couple housekeeping notes. We will be having another healthcare town hall meeting in Des Moines. It is going to be at the AIB College of Business Activity Center on a much bigger place, yes. On Sunday, August 23rd from 3 to 4 p.m. You can find more information on our website. Also, we will be having a telephone town hall at 6:30 on August 19th. It will be on healthcare as well. And you can find that information on our website or your local media outlets. And for those of you who did not get your questions asked, we do have cards up here. If you want to leave your name and address and your question, we'd be more than happy to get to a response to you. Thank you.
And I want to appreciate your state senator being here today, too. Thank you for coming, Tom. Excuse me, and your representative, I'm sorry.